Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Debbie and I make art videos. So today we're gonna do some pen drawings. This is a couple of ideas that I had about ways to get back into art or to tackle art block. We're gonna call it low pressure art, maybe even no pressure art. So let's open up the sketchbook. So to start off, you're going to need a pen. Pick your favorite pen. Pick a pen that you're super comfortable with, that you like to draw with. I would recommend something juicy that flows. And if you are going to work big, pick something that has a thicker line. If you're going to work small, pick something with a finer line. And if you're a brush pen kind of person, get that brush pen out. The next thing you're going to need is a brush and a color. Could be gouache, could be watercolor, could be ink, but I recommend something that is liquidy. I would recommend you stick to one color per spread, just because it's really satisfying to look at afterwards. Maybe you have like a slight variation in that one color, but pick a color that you love. Start making splotches and splats and spots, and I think that a moppy brush works best for this, just because you can get kind of like textury lines and weird little ends and things, and these can work to your benefit later. You have more kind of edges, and I think the edges are some of the most fun areas to play with. But don't overthink this, just splat and splodge. And you can always add a little bit more saturation here, a little variation there, and, go ahead and go crazy. And you can always prep more pages, because you gotta wait for this to dry anyways, so you might as well make some more splats and splodges. Get splatting, get splodging. You can even get a little silly and make some spikies. Fun. Although I recommend making splats out of paint or ink mediums, you could always use markers, it works too. It's just that you're going to have more defined edges. But use whatever you got, highlighters, alcohol markers, any kind of thing that you can, Posca would work too, any kind of tool that you can lay in some color with. Keep in mind that different pens will give you different lines, so just pick the kind of line that you're feeling that day. I went with the Muji pen because it's my comfort food. It's my comfort pen. And honestly, I am feeling burnt out. And I am not confident in what I'm going to make today. So at least I got my comfort pen. And I suggest you do the same if you're feeling like I am. And you know what? I know why I'm feeling burnt out. It's because I'm tired. Life has been hectic lately. And if you're feeling burnt out and you feel guilty about it, maybe just take a look at what life is like right now. And if it's stressy, cut yourself some slack, because your brain takes up a lot of energy. Actually, it takes up all your energy, especially when you're doing heavy thinking. It's this electrical thing that just drains your body. So if you've been doing some heavy thinking, some heavy lifting, your body needs to repair itself. And sometimes when you're tired and your body's repairing itself, you can't think clearly or be creative. So just allow that to happen and doodle away, and maybe something funny will come on the page and you will laugh a little bit and you'll feel a little bit better, and maybe nothing good will come on the page. Maybe it'll all be yucky, ugly art, and that's okay too, because the more you do this, the more you exercise that muscle that's been unexercised in my case, the more you'll be able to draw. And that's the point, right? To get back into the habit, or to start the habit, or to get over the fact that you're making ugly art by making more ugly art. That's okay. We are all there sometimes. And, it works itself out. It never lasts forever. So don't worry. It'll get better. It just sucks while it's happening and it's frustrating. But if you know that it's going to go away, then maybe you can just enjoy the fact that you're drawing in a weird way for a certain amount of time. Because it's going to end. Now, I wish I was clever enough to think of what the opposite of a splotch is, but this is the opposite of a splotch. It's negative space. I guess it's negative space, but that's boring. And this is another way to tackle this activity. I'm giving you an example of just using something simple like watercolor and pen, but you can also just open up your drawer, pull out all your things, and doodle. You can either do the positive space shapes or you can do the negative space shapes as well. You can always just prep sheets, and practicing making the splotches is also a good exercise because you will get to know what you like personally and the kind of shapes that you want to play with. This is a sketchbook that I'm taking on my trip with me, and I just prepped a few pages and I'm just gonna leave those blank, so maybe if I'm in the airport and I have some time to kill, which I probably will, I can just doodle. So that's a good thing to kind of have when you have a commute or some waiting period. So here's an example of doing the same thing with alcohol markers, but using a colored pencil for the outlines. And on this page, I knew I wanted to play around with seahorse shapes, so I kind of made seahorse shapes already and then filled in the characters. But as you can see, these ones are quite a bit better because I had been drawing more. Sometimes you have to take breaks, and it's unfortunate because when you come back, it's hard to draw. So if you can manage to draw every day, do it. Then you avoid the pain, but gotta live through it. So I hope you found that interesting or fun, gave you some ideas. Maybe I'll make a series out of this of little ways, little tricks to get yourself moving again, or at least to just keep a sketchbook habit. Sometimes you just need something to do, something that to do when you don't have ideas. So I hope this gives you some ideas, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.